name is Abril Trigo. I'm director of the Center for Latin American Studies at The Ohio State University. I am beginning this course on Latin American migration with dealing with the general topics of transnational migrancy and global diasporas in the world of today. This is a very, very important issue, and so we'll begin trying to provide you with a few elements to handle the scope, the wide scope of this important issue. Actually, there's no official accepted definition of migrant worldwide. According to the United Nations, a migrant is each individual who has resided in a foreign country for more than 1 year, independent of the causes for migration and the means, etc., etc. Of course, this is a very general definition, and its use, of course, is limited because of that, precisely that generality. What I want to talk about, focus on this introduction, is that transnational migration, as all migratory movements, including the displacement of refugees and exiles for reasons of war, political persecution, ethnocide, or natural calamities, respond to the same economic principles and operate under the same transnational logic of the flexible and even uncombined global regime of capital accumulation. In other words, the vast majority of today's migrants, no matter the distance traveled or the borders crossed, not their legal status or the citizenship they hold, are part of the global phenomenon of transnational migrancy. That is, what I want to make clear in my argument is that there is a deep connection between global processes, globalization, economic globalization, and cultural and social globalization, and international and transnational migrancy. So, in that regard, we can say that actually transnational migrancies and the global diasporas, or the diasporas in the rest of the world, are a symptom of globalization per se, because the outburst in social geography of faces, languages, clothing, everything we see everywhere today, in our own cities, in every part of the country, in every part of every country, in Europe, in the US, in everywhere, is always this outburst of different faces and colors and clothing and languages and meals that have been changing the life of every city in every corner of the world. This is the important issue, it is the human experience itself of time and space that is radically changing, affecting sociability and subjectivity, citizenship and society, civil rights and human rights. Time and space have been changed forever. And this is actually make it so clear in the map you are watching right now. I mean, this world map that was taken is taken. You can find it in the internet. Is in World Mapper. Is actually a very kind of like a caricature, if you want to put it that way, of what the effects of migrancy, transnational migrancy in the world. You have these inflated areas or continents or subcontinents, and those deflated places or continents. I mean, the inflation goes to those places where actually migrants are coming, and the deflated continents show where the migrants are coming from. So you see clearly that actually migrants are moving mostly from the south to the north, from the poor areas of the world to the richer areas of the world. So let me give you some very limited relevant data. The international, the numbers, of course, are very proximate. I mean, they're not really, for obvious reasons, they're not really clear-cut numbers about how many migrants there are in the world today. But the international legal migrants, which are the numbers that can be handled, reach over 200 million. 60% of them go to Europe and the USA, 73 million to Europe and 50 million to the US. But according to calculations of the UN and different institutions, the international non-legal or illegal migrants amount to 70 million. I think these figures are very, very, very limited, and I think I think the numbers are much, much higher than that. What is important to keep in mind in these figures is that actually the internal migrants, those people who migrate inside the country, reach to 740 million, which means that when we combine all the figures, all these three figures, 240, 70, and 740 million, we have that 1/7 of the world population lives in migrancy. Of course, as I repeat, I think these numbers are very conservative, and the actual numbers could be much, much, much higher. The number of Latin American migrants is around between 26 and 30 million, 19 of which live in the U.S. And so Latin America has become, over the last decades, a net exporter of migrants. There are four main different migration pathways and corridors. The people who go from north to south, from north to north, from south to north, and from south to south. Of course, what really the important pathways here are the south to north and the south to south. Those two compose the majority of migrants moving in the world. There you can see also in numbers, or in approximate numbers, of course, in millions, the movements between the different pathways. The arrows will show you there that actually the big numbers are between the migrants who move from south to south and from south to north. The top migration corridors also can be seen in this map. All these maps actually can be found in the World Migration Report of 2013 of the International Organization of Migration. You find the information in the bibliography, and also you can find it very easily. You can download it from the internet. But what is important about this map is that shows us that actually all the main corridors are moving north, from the south to the north, from Latin America to the US, from Asia, from South Asia to the US and to Europe, and so on and so forth. An important issue that we have to keep in mind also is the importance of the remittances. Remittances that are sent by migrants to their families, to their beloved ones, in their countries of origins. And there again, this is another demonstration of the high bulk of the migrancy, and also of the nature of transnational migrancy. The nature of the bulk of transnational migrancy, which is mostly economic, for economic reasons, and also had to do with the contribution that the migrants do to the global labor force, as we will talk in a minute. Now, you can see there that, as the arrow points out, that the big numbers are also the remittances that are sent from north to south, from people migrated to the south to the north, that then remittances are going north to south. Again, in this final map, you can see also the flow of remittances. Actually, the remittances follow the opposite flow as the migration flows. Instead of going south to north, they go north to south.